first glance, it may seem that my mother is very attached to me and does not want to let go of herself out of great love. But the whole point is different. After my move, the cash flow in her apartment will decrease, and household chores, on the contrary, will increase. I am 25 years old. I graduated from the university a few years ago. I have a stable job. The three of us used to live together. Me, my mother, and my brother. The apartment was a 3-room apartment. Everyone had their own place, so we didn't interfere with each other. Mom has always been very loving. Every year, a new man. My brother and I have different fathers, too. A year ago, a new person appeared in our family, Albert. It so happened that at the same time as my mother, my brother also arranged his personal life. He married a girl named Betty. The young couple planned to collect a mortgage payment for a couple of years and then move out. But Betty got pregnant, and they stayed. Quarrels and constant division of territory began. At first, everyone tried to restrain themselves. There were quarrels, of course, but rarely. But after the newlyweds have a baby, not a day goes by without conflict. It feels like when I come home from work, I go to hell. A lot of resources and time were spent on this video. So if you are watching this video, please support me. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Everyone in our apartment is fighting with everyone. My mother's new husband is sorting out relations with my brother. My mother is trying to raise my daughter-in-law, and periodically, I get into someone's hot hand. In general, realtors tell horror stories about neighbors like us. In addition to the apartment we live in, we have another living space. Well, like with us, with me. The fact is that after the divorce, my father maintained a relationship with me, communicated, and gave me money for small expenses, in addition to alimony. In general, he participated in my life as much as he could. He died a couple of years ago. In his will, he named me as the sole heiress of his apartment. No matter how many relatives from Dad's side tried to challenge this decision, the court left the housing for me. As a result, we started renting out this apartment, since money is never superfluous, and finding tenants has never been a problem. I was happy to settle students or friends of my classmates there. Recently, my tenants moved out. The apartment had been empty for a couple of months. To be honest, the idea of moving came to me after my brother's wedding. And then it kind of boiled over. First of all, my brother's wife, Betty, is not very economical. Besides, she's clearly not going to go to work after the decree. But he always gives me his nephew with pleasure as soon as I cross the threshold. And she doesn't care if I'm tired or if I have any plans. At first, I politely explained to her that I could not sit with the baby for several hours every day. Then her brother talked to her. But it's useless. Secondly, I began to think about my personal life. No one can be brought to our apartment because our place is either dirty or noisy. It happens that conflicts with the lack of cleaning coincide. I'm even ashamed to come in for tea with my friends. Thirdly, money is constantly being demanded from me. Not only do we share the funds from renting my apartment with everyone, but I also have to invest as much in the total expense as each of the married couples. Well, this is too much. One day, when I was going to work, I took my spare clothes and hygiene supplies with me, and in the evening, she did not return to the 3-room bedlam, but went to her place. I haven't had that much sleep in a long time. A couple of days later, my mother called. She demanded that I report to her where I was and what I was doing. "Mom, I'm tired of you. Not a moment of peace. I have made a decision. Now I will live separately in my apartment. I want an independent life." There was a pause. Mom apparently did not immediately realize which apartment she was talking about. "What are you making up, daughter? It's time for us to do repairs in the kitchen. There's not enough money. Come back home." I have already agreed with the tenants about the apartment, and the one who wants to arrange a personal life is satisfied. Your brother did it. But I didn't continue this pointless conversation. I've been putting up with it for so many years. It's time to think about yourself. In this situation, only my brother supported me. He brought me the rest of my things so that my mom and I wouldn't cross paths. Now, my brother and I have an agreement. I will write a waiver of my share in my mother's apartment. Maybe they'll change it altogether and go their separate ways. And I will slowly make repairs in my nest. Mom, of course, is offended by me. He even says that I betrayed our family. But what is the betrayal here? They have found their second halves. And when do I have to deal with my personal life? A lot of resources and time were spent on this video. So if you are watching this video, please support me. Please like and subscribe to the channel.